go. Hi, comic book fans, and welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. And it's a Monday night, so it's the price variance. And as usual, I've got Alan here, and this is our second week. We're going to be looking at the hottest Silver Age comics. These are sales on Heritage, which Alan has put together. I think the theme is, if you go and watch this show, I'll tell you what the theme is. The theme is things is not as bad as people are portraying, you know. So people are saying, oh, the sky's falling in on the comic market. It's not true. Where all that's happened is we've reverted back to the prices before the COVID snap, or as Alan calls it, the COVID bump. Your own language. So
use the bump.
Okay, let's crack on. That's the last one from Alan. So here we go. Oh, and Alan's back. Well, we've got lots of biggies here this week.
Yeah, these are going to be big sales coming up. These are all big ones.
So first, Iron Man, Tales of Suspense, number 39.
Yeah. What's the key significance about this book?
I can't remember. There's somebody in it.
It says something on the cover there. I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah. How much does this sell for in a 3.5? Flipping heck.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money is what was paid for it. Iron Man.
That's $7,800. That is it.
Iron Man. Where's Tales of Suspense 39?
Now this is down. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay. Yeah, it is down. But is it back on the trend line or not? That's the question that we have to, ask. You got to pick the right one. Don't pick the facsimile.
Right, I think I picked the right one. 1960.
If it was the facsimile, it would have done really, really well.
What was that? 3.5?
3.5. So you'll notice the COVID bump.
There it is, yeah.
Actually, this is an interesting one. This had two bumps. It actually kind of corrected and then popped back up again. I thought that was kind of interesting. It's probably a one-off sale.
Yeah, that was very odd. Somebody bought one at 8,000 and the next one sold at 15.
Yeah, somebody got a deal at that time. So
that sale there was off track. September 2022 should have been on its way down. That's the odd one to me. That's the odd one out, not that one. I think that one's
in a way, maybe you're right. Yeah, because it could have been that it was corrected and then people are like, oh, it's gonna come back, and then they overspend.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, it's right on that trend line, maybe a little bit above, maybe a teeny weeny bit above.
Maybe a bit above, yeah.
But that shows that there's strength in the market, is my point. And I think that's a good sign.
That's still a flipping good price. I mean, if you go back to if you got one of these in your collection in November 2020, you've added 15 to 20% to the value of your comic, which over 2 years, 2.5 years, not bad.
Yeah, 10% return.
Yeah,
a yearly return. That's great. Yeah, so comics, good investment. Just avoid bumps or snaps.
This is why I don't look at the stock market every day, because you just get
you'll freak out. You'll just pour your hair out. So what's the census count on this book?
Again, about 2,600.
2,600. Yeah, it's about normal. A little bit, it's a little rarer than some of the other books in the Silver Age. But just to me, this is a really great book. There's a couple of reasons why this book would be down even without the COVID bump.
Well, there's no Iron Man anymore in the MCU.
There's no Iron Man anymore. So, but I think the love for that character is pretty solid.
Yeah.
People are nostalgic, especially with all the bad movies that have been coming out. They're nostalgic for the Infinity War saga. So I think this one will get love for many, many more years.
Oh, this is a blue chip comic. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
people will always want Tales of Suspense 39.
But just so you know, one of the things I kind of want people to also take away from this video is when you're buying, don't buy into the hype. Watch their trend lines. If it's off trend line, wait. It'll come back. So yeah, that's another thing I want people to realize, because I see a lot of people getting sucked into this hype. And then books go way off the trend, and then the sky will fall.
This is another one where I've got the Al Miller reprint snapped.
Oh, really? That's a cool one.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Nice grade as well. So yeah. So I don't need this one. I can save my $7,000 and buy something else instead.
Nice.
Right. So
okay, what's number 4 on the list?
Oh, now I like this one, Alan.
Yeah, so this is not a major blue chip, but it is the first appearance of the High Evolutionary.
Yes.
And we just had the High Evolutionary in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
And the High Evolutionary, unlike Kang, got really good reviews in terms of him as a character.
Yeah.
People liked him. He did a good job. I think with Kang, for example, not that Legend was a bad actor, but it just the way that they put the character was kind of weak. He didn't seem like a really formidable foe, whereas the High Evolutionary did come across as being pretty bad.
One of my first ever YouTube videos, back sort of 2.5 years ago, I highlighted this as a spec book. I said it was undervalued. I said it was undervalued, and because this is the High Evolutionary is a key character. You've also got, I think it's the first appearance of Man Wolf.
Yes.
Also the 4th appearance of Galactus.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going for this book. It's a really great book.
I actually highlighted this as a spec book before the COVID peak. And I think I did pretty well on this. I've got a couple of raw copies and I've got a slabbed copy. So I followed my own advice on this one. So
that's always the best sign of a good speculator.
Yeah. I love this book. I still think this has got further to go. I think it's a great cover as well. You've got so much going on.
It's a great cover.
You can see in that here is that Man Wolf there in the frozen in there.
I don't know.
Yeah. You've got Thor coming at you. So yeah, I like this one.
So let's see how it performed though. Does the market like it?
Does the market like it? What was it? What hell was it? Which number was it?
I think it's like Thor 126 or 122. I always get them mixed up.
22.
Yeah. No. Take a look.
134.
134. See, I totally don't remember my numbers. I'll just keep on guessing numbers and I'll get it eventually. It's in the 100s.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one was another one that got really hyped during COVID because people were like,
what grade did it say that was?
I think it was like a
fine.
It's a fine, very fine. So that's a 7.5. 7.5, yeah, 7.5.
But it's a raw. Oh
yeah,
look, this is right away.
Well, as I said, it was like it was overly hyped during COVID. This one, if anything, was on the
Oh my flip! So I was it was about here where I was hyping it.
Fine, yeah.
If you bought it and here and $200 or whatever and sold it here at 800, you'd have been quids in, mate.
Yeah.
However, if you bought it here at 800, it's now worth 275. Yeah.
Yeah, this one took a big fall. However, if you look at the trend line, it's still above the trend line.
Yeah, and that's a raw copy for two
and
six.
that's a raw copy. So I always do this. I always add 20% to the value
Yeah,
for a slab.
yeah,
So we would say maybe about 310.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. So I think it was a strong sale actually.
Yeah,
Back
I,
on
I
the
don't
trend,
regret.
maybe
I'm
slightly
still happy holding this one, and to be honest with you, I'd probably buy it again at that price.
Yeah, I
But
have actually a slightly lower grade copy. I think mine's a six or something like that. Maybe a
yeah,
five. I
mine's
don't know.
not that high. Mine's a six, something like that as well. I think.
Yeah, I didn't pay much for it. I think it was like
I
150.
think this has come down more than I think this is probably
Well,
attractive.
it depends on where you use the trend
Well,
line. So if you use the
you definitely should
historical,
use. I mean, if you go back here with January 2020, we hadn't had COVID until late 2020. So
well, the problem was you'll notice that there's that jump.
yeah, what was
Well,
that?
that was when there was an announcement that this character was going to be in Rocket Raccoon, in
Oh, in
Guardians
the
of the
Guardians of
Galaxy.
the Galaxy. Okay.
So, you always do that. You always go, like, whenever the release date is, really minus 3 years from that. And then that gives you when the early announcements are, maybe 2 years, like 2 to 3 years usually.
Yeah. Well,
So,
we're gonna have Adam Warlock around, aren't we? You know,
yeah.
he's
This book it's a solid book, in my opinion. I think it's going to go back up.
yeah.
Right now is a good time to buy it, if
It's a
anything.
really good price. I think that's right. I think that's bottom of the market.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Um,
Right. Next one. We've got another classic.
Yeah, this one, for obvious reasons, it kind of goes with the previous
Yeah,
one.
it does. Yeah.
Um, this one again was a book that was super hyped.
Yeah.
And we now had Adam Warlock in the movie. Sometimes that's actually a bad thing.
Yeah. Oh no. Actually, having had now, then you drop off after the movie.
Exactly. Yeah. And his appearance in the movie was very weak from what I heard. I haven't watched the movie yet.
I haven't seen it. I have seen the Spider-Verse thing, but I haven't seen the Guardians of the Galaxy, so I can't comment on it.
Mm-hmm. But I heard that he wasn't really utilized very well in the movie. That was the
No,
rumor
but
that
doesn't he end the film as the leader of the new Guardians of the Galaxy?
yes. So, in a way, he's obviously going to come back. What's the number on this one?
165.
165. Yeah. I got to remember. I got to memorize all my numbers again.
I got a couple of these in raw in auctions, decent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I had one of them slabbed. I think he came back as an 8.0.
Oh wow, that's a really good 8.0. So this is the first full appearance of him, right?
Yes, and it's the one that the market sort of decided upon was the best origin for.
Yeah, because he's on the cover. He's named on the cover as well.
Well, he's named on the cover. You've got a great Thor cover. You've got Adam Warlock nicking Thor's wife. It's a pretty good cover. There you go. It's gone from 2,150. It's quarter. It's 25% of what it was. The sky is falling in, Alan. The sky's falling in.
This is a sky falling in one a bit because it's actually below.
I think it's lower than the snap. It is lower than the snap. It's about the same. 580.
Well, my point is, you would want it to be on that trend line, right?
Yeah.
So the trend line would suggest that it should be a little bit more expensive. So this is a good time to pick this book up.
Go out and buy this one. Look at that. That's definitely a buy.
It's a good time to buy. So right now, I think it's been overcorrected. Good time to buy.
Yeah, but we waited ages and ages and ages to get Adam Warlock, didn't we? I mean, for years and years, people were saying, we need to have Adam Warlock. We need to have Adam Warlock. So this had a double whammy effect of COVID plus the movie.
Yeah.
which did that to it. I should have sold
Yeah.
mine. No, I think I got mine in auction during the COVID snap, but I bought them. I didn't buy them flat. I bought them raw, and they were, reasonable.
Yeah, people didn't. Yeah, you were getting some pretty great steals on your
Yeah,
auction
yeah,
buys.
yeah,
So yeah, so this one's a little down.
yeah. Now is not the time to sell your Thor 165.
No, no, definitely not. But it's a good time to buy one.
Yeah, it is a good
So
time to buy one. Yeah, you can have mine. I'm not selling them for that price.
yeah, yeah. So I
Right.
just thought interesting one, related to the previous one. And it
Yes.
just in a weird way also it shows whether or not the character was accepted or not as
Yeah.
well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Didn't look as if that's worked all that well for them.
No, it didn't work out for that character.
Oh, a nice X-Men here.
So there's a couple cool things about this one. We're getting the new animated series for X-Men.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, X-Men
And
or something.
yeah, and the Sentinels played a pretty pivotal or big role in the original animated series.
Right.
Like, so a lot of people are hyping this book at this time. So how did it perform as a result of that? So let's see.
I haven't got this one. Right. So this is X-Men 14.
14, yeah. First Sentinels. So that, oh, by the way, that 165 had 3,000 on the census. So yeah. So X-Men 14. Now this one probably has about 3,000 on the census. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So and this was at 8.5 and sold for 1,200.
Oh, that's low.
Yeah. Again, we're getting the
That's it there. So that last point is still down. Well, you'd expect the next one down again.
But it's actually above the trend line. If you look at the trend line, it is actually almost double the trend line still.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty high off the trend line.
Next sale of this could be even lower.
Yeah, I would suggest that too. I would say it's it's a little bit overpriced on this at this point. So this was a very strong sale for this book. I would expect it to go for around 900, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So just an interesting one. Are you a big X-Men fan or
no? Well, no. So I decided earlier this year when I went into selling comics what was in my PC and what was not in my PC. And Spider-Man and X-Men did not make it. So
but there are good ones to sell. Like there's always people willing to buy.
Oh, exactly. Yes. No. I can always sell Spider-Man. You can always sell X-Men. I'm not, to be honest, though, I'm not selling a lot of them because of this. I think, I still got a lot. I don't think I sold any of my early X-Men, for instance. I do have some sub 20 X-Men, but I don't think now's the time to sell them. So yes, I will sell them, but I'll sell them when the market's right for selling.
Yeah, but this is still a strong sale, even though it's down. It's still.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. It is. Yeah. Have you got this one, Alan?
Yes, I have a raw, maybe a 5.0.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a nice cover. I do actually quite like the cover. I like the red.
Yeah, it is a nice cover actually. And I like the first appearance of the Sentinels because they were such a classic character.
Yeah.
If you look at this cover though, they look almost humanoid, like not like fleshy is what I mean.
Yeah.
But in the later versions of the Sentinels, they're much more mechanical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, last one, and we got two for the last one. I don't think
last one. Yeah, we have a couple tabs.
One minute, where? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. What have
You're going the wrong way. You're clicking the wrong thing.
Right, click the wrong thing. There we go. X-Men number 1, 2.5, 6,900.
Now this I can tell you is already. I'm going to spoiler alert here. Yeah. It's down, but how down is it? And is it?
I can probably find X-Men 1 without
too much effort.
Without you telling me the number.
And it's not the Magneto one.
No, I sold that last night in my auction.
Oh, really? That's a great book. It's just like it's one that you can buy cheaply and sell more expensively because
I
people.
sold it for a tenner.
Yeah, but you can buy it for five.
Yeah, probably. Right. Yeah, there's a few first appearances here.
Yeah,
And what grade was it? 2.5?
yeah. So we got first appearance of Professor X, first appearance of the X-Men, first appearance of Iceman, first appearance of Jean Grey, first appearance of uh, what's his name? Uh, what's the guy? Animal Man, the animal
Beast.
guy, Beast. Yeah,
Dr.
whole
Hank
bunch of
McCoy.
Hank McCoy, and also a Psylocke, Cyclops,
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Yeah. Scott Summers. Right.
That's
So
nice.
there we go. Is that the sale we just looked at? 6.7. So yeah, it is, but it's still above the trend line.
Still above the trend line, and but the off the peak of the COVID bump.
Yeah, but
Um,
this
I
one's holding up because this one is this is a blue chip. Everybody,
well, there's a couple things going for this book too. There is X-Men animated series coming out. There is another X-Men movie coming out. So this, the hype is
yeah,
not
yeah, it's
done for
holding
this
this
book.
up. This isn't going to
Yeah.
drop back to that. I think this will hold up. And in fact, there's signs this already is holding up because this last few sales are almost plateaued, haven't they?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it's a good sign. So yeah. So what was the previous sale to this?
6.9.
6.9. So and
And
this
then
is just
6.3. So actually, it's gone 6.3, 6.9,
it's sort of it's sort of in that range. It's sort of
it's
holding
bubbling
that.
around. It's gone 6.9, 6.3, 6.9, 6.7. It looks as if it's plateauing around that 6.7 area.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, yeah.
So the sky is not falling on this one at least.
The sky is
Um,
not falling on X-Men 1.
Now we got two books to show for this one. I kind of
That's the
want to show the
second one.
second one.
Oh, Alan
Check it.
likes his 0.5s, and this is
Yeah. So the reason I picked this is again.
it's
So
horrible.
I'm going to do a bit of reveal on this one. So I bought my X-Men one just before like it was kind of like early COVID time.
Okay.
Okay. But it was before the major spikes within that market.
Yeah.
I paid 1,600 for mine
In a what?
in a 1 point. It was in a 0.5.
Okay.
So I paid 1,600, but I think mine is actually a 1.0. It was
Yours is
misgraded
better. I've
because it's
seen yours. Yours is better than this. This is horrible.
well, mine's horrible too. It's got writing all over it. It's ugly, but it's I think it's been overly marked down for its ugliness. I think it probably could get a 1.0. So when I see this sale, I'm like, oh, mine's still, I got it for a good
Yeah.
price.
Yeah, you did all right. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
so how is this one performing? Let's look at the 0.5 grade.
the
In
0.5.
So this was a $2,000 sale, and
I suspect that's all right.
yeah, I think so. I think it's reasonable.
Yeah, look, this is not, this is like the restored thing. The lower grade, that grade has not had the up and down. I mean, it's not coming back to here, is it?
Yeah, yeah, no, it's definitely still not
What
that
did you
far
pay, Alan?
off.
About 1.6, did you say? 1.6.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you did all right.
yeah,
You bought you did really well. You bought just at the bottom here. So you
yeah,
avoided this when it went up to 5,000,
yeah.
and it's back to
So if you look at these books in general,
where is it?
yeah, the low grades, like this, one of the things I was kind of explaining on my channel is that if you buy the 9/8, which was always considered the investment grade, you're probably more susceptible to market corrections.
Yes.
Where low grades actually are pretty steady. What you'll see in the low grades is much more price compression rather than price correction.
Yeah.
which is interesting. I always thought that so I've been sort of pitching people to invest in books that are lower grade and maybe even restored. And if you look at the ones that I've chosen, it's my list, and so I chose these books. So it's a little bit
So
biased.
strangely, the books you've chosen support your argument.
Yes, yes. So that's strange how that works. Um, but I do believe that there is point to that, and I actually be curious what people think about that. Like, is it truly that only high grades are investable grades, or is it that maybe lower grades are actually a better investment? I'd be curious what people think.
A pretty good investment in a low grade. If you bought one of these for $800 in 2017, and current fair market value is 4,000,
You did well.
6 years later, you'd be a happy person.
Yeah, you did well.
Yeah.
Good. Like, this is an overall great book to buy, to hold. I mean, I should say, because it's year over year doing quite well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how many on the census? I know this is a much more high census book, isn't it? Like 5,000 or 4,000?
6,000.
6,000. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty common book.
Yeah.
But I think the demand is, it's a bigger market.
Yeah, but there's a big demand for it. It's all relative, isn't it? A lot more people want this than want some of the other ones. So yeah. As a cover, I prefer the giant-sized X-Men.
Oh yeah, me too. Actually, I don't really especially like this cover. It does showcase their powers, but
yes, it does.
But something about it, I just don't like the layout of it. I think it's a little awkward.
Yeah, they're all on the cover, aren't they? So yeah.
Well, except for Professor X. Professor X appears in number 2.
Okay.
His first cover appearance.
All right.
And it's also the first appearance of the Vanisher.
It's first Magneto as well, isn't it?
This is the first Magneto book. Yeah. That's him on the cover there.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
That was it. Okay, then, Alan, I enjoyed that. That was a good run through some interesting books there, proving your point. That the sky is not falling in, and all those chicken littles running around going, need to calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Okay. Keep buying comics. Right. So that's it for this week. See you next week.
Bye for now.